Senator Ron Johnson, also on the political firing line in Wisconsin. He's here next. Oh, he's here now. I don't know what it says. Here you go, ready to go. All right, you're on the firing line because you've got a this year.
I do.
You got a tough race.
Probably, yeah. It's going to be a close race.
As you've just gotten back from Wisconsin, tell me, you have any sort of thoughts? Have you hearing long lines in Green Bay, long lines in Marquette University?
Well, you being a girl from Wisconsin there, you realize that we take these elections pretty seriously, and we always have a pretty high turnout in all these elections, so it doesn't surprise me at all. You know, I saw an earlier exit poll when I was home, and the number one thing on Wisconsin Republicans' minds is the economy. And that's certainly what I've seen, too. I've repeatedly said that if there's one word to describe what's on Wisconsinites' minds across the political spectrum, it's security. You know, people are concerned about their job and income and retirement and health care and national security. So, people are feeling pretty ill at ease.
What I'm also hearing, I don't know if it's true or not, because so much of this feels like voodoo, what that means, but that the talk radio has an enormous impact.
It does.
I mean, if people are worried about the economy, I don't know what talk radio does in terms of the economy. Say vote for it. Actually, they support Ted Cruz. They're saying he'll help the economy better, I assume.
Well, we have in Wisconsin really exceptional radio talk show hosts, been in business a long time, been explaining very complex issues, local, state, and national, to the Republican audience, for sure, conservative audience, for years. And so we have a very well-informed conservative electorate, and I think that's showing.
Governor Scott Walker has endorsed Senator Ted Cruz. Governor Tommy Thompson, who is very well loved in that state, endorsed Governor Kasich. The battle of the governors, what does it mean?
Probably not much.
Really?
I'm not sure any of these endorsements have meant a whole lot throughout this process so far. Personally, I just did my absentee ballot, and I showed my support by voting.
When you drive around the state, though, when we go to like the north part of the state, I mean, all the attention's in southeastern Wisconsin and also Fox River Valley and Madison. The northern part of the state cares about, is it going to vote which way?
Well, people say they've certainly been more of Trump because it's been more economically depressed. The lumber industry, the timber industry up there has been depressed. They haven't been able to get into the forest and harvest as much lumber, and that's been harmful. So that's probably the toughest part of the state, other than Janesville, which lost auto plant. But otherwise, really, the Wisconsin economy is humming along pretty well. There's not one manufacturing plant that I've visited in my 5 years that can hire enough people.
How's your race? So tell me about your race.
It's going to be close. I feel very good about it. Particularly when people are concerned about the economy. I'm certainly an outsider. I've got that business background. I understand the private sector. I know what it takes to grow an economy. My opponent, Senator Feingold, certainly knows how to grow government. I don't think that would be particularly popular. Plus, he's a career politician, which also is not a particularly...
But you have to admit that in the last 6 years since, you beat him 6 years ago.
Right.
And in the last 6 years, he's been sort of quietly, he hasn't been giving you a hard time, has he? Has he let you be U.S. Senator?
Yeah.
I mean, so you have no complaints that way?
Oh, he's been pretty well absent from the state.
Well, he wasn't a senator.
I understand.
I understand that. Anyway.
Didn't exactly, deepen his roots in Wisconsin.
Well, your race is an important one because it could mean not just for you personally, but it could have an impact on the balance in the Senate.
No, it's an extremely important race. All of these are. And again, from my standpoint, when you take a look at national security issues, I'm chairman of the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs. We've had 14 hearings on border security. I think that's what's on Wisconsinites' minds. But it's the economy, and they've got a pretty clear choice. Somebody who actually knows how important it is to grow the private sector versus somebody who knows how to grow government and a career politician. I think a Wisconsin manufacturer who is dedicated to growing the private sector versus a career politician who wants to grow government, I don't know. I think that stacks up pretty well in my favor.
Senator, nice to see you. And, of course, we're all watching Wisconsin tonight. Nice to see you, Senator.
Nice to see you. And